Okay, good afternoon, second grade. I'm going to jump back here, and I forgot to tell you what you were supposed to do in writing today, and then we'll move on to social studies. So, in writing today, we talked about defining the workshop. So I just have a paper. You don't have this, but when we do writer's workshop in class, we need to have some voice levels. 0 means that you need to be really quiet, just like we'd be in the hallways and, just like if we was be doing silent work. Voice 1 would be that you can whisper, to different people. Whisper to me, whisper to our so-called partners. 2 would be when we're eating in the classroom. Okay, when we're eating in the classroom, when we're just talking in the classroom. And 3 would be recess, when you're outside playing at sports, when you're skating, when you're doing things that's loud. So this is the voice levels for our writer's workshop. Then you had a piece of paper in there. And what I would like you to do today on that piece of paper for writing is you need to write 5 sentences. 5 sentences. You need to pick something from yesterday that you kind of put down that you liked to do with your family. If you can think about what was in your brain. But write me 5 sentences about what you would like to do with your family. 5 sentences. Remember, capitals and periods, because when I read it, I just don't want to go blah, 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 and never be able to stop. I got to be able to take a breath. Okay, so let's move right on into social studies. Okay, so for social studies today, you have this blank graph right here. You have this piece of paper right here. It says urban, suburban, and rural communities. And we are going to fill this graph out together. Okay, we're going to fill it out together, talking about the different types of communities. Okay, so first of all, let's talk about urban. Urban communities would be right here in the middle. Urban. So we can write, and you can write on your paper, inside your circle, urban. Okay? That starts with that U. Urban. Urban means it's in the city. Things we see in the city. Things that we can do in the city. So we have lots of cars in the city. We have lots of tall buildings in the city. We have buses in the city. We have lots of restaurants in the city. Okay? Lots of roads going all over the place is in the city. So that is urban. Okay? So that is urban. So what I would like you to do is you're going to draw a picture similar to what they did here in the middle for urban. Here's my urban. They drew a big city. They drew an airplane. Okay? They have a car. So I want you to draw in the middle circle, just in this blank middle circle right here, what we would find in urban. That is the city. We just talked about that. Big buildings, airplanes, lots of roads, lots of cars, okay, lots of traffic. So go on and pause, and then you can draw that picture. When you're finished, you can come back. Okay, the next ring that we're going to do, that would be this next big circle around the urban, and this is where we would call it suburban. Okay, suburban, and that is the one that starts with the S, suburban. So we can write suburban in that circle or in that ring, okay? Just like I did here, suburban is down here at the bottom with the S right there. So you can write that one in that ring. Now, suburban means that it's not city, but it's not the country. Okay? It's not city, but it's not the country. So suburban would be smaller towns. Outside of the big picture of Indianapolis. Smaller towns. In the suburban areas, you're going to see more trees. You might see some more wildlife. You're going to have houses, but they're going to be spread further apart. They're not just right next to each other like what they're building across here in the park. They have a space between them. Okay? You have some roads, but not as many roads. Okay? You might have a park. You might even have a small pond in a suburban area. Okay? So it's not city, but it's not the country either. It's kind of like right there in the middle. So if you look at my picture here, this is where they drew suburban. They have their houses, but they're further apart. They have trees. Okay? You could put some cars, because there are some cars that would be in the suburban area. A park would be there. Okay? But we don't have a lot of shopping malls and big tall buildings. We don't have that in the suburban area. Urban has the tall buildings. Suburban does not have a lot of that. So, if you could go on and get ready to pause me, in this circle here, I want you to draw what it would look like in the suburban areas. Houses farther apart, some cars, okay? Things like that. Go on and pause, and then you can come back. Okay, the next one says rural down here at the bottom, okay? Rural. So we're going to go on and write rural. And rural means the country, okay? Rural means country. That's the one that starts with the R. And that means the country. So some things that we would see in the country. We would see farms with cows and horses and pigs. Lots of fields that have corn growing in them. Okay, maybe apple orchards, pumpkin patches. Okay, the farms are further and further and further apart. They're not real close to each other. They're further and further and further apart. Just like in my picture here, you can see we have a truck. You might even draw a tractor. We have a farm here, and then way over here we have another farm, and then we have another farm. So things are separated even further and further and further apart. With animals, farm animals. You could draw some farm animals. Like I said, you could draw a tractor, because we would see that they call it country. We're calling it rural. Okay? Rural and country mean the same, just like urban and city means the same. So what you're going to do is you're going to pause. Oh, actually, you're going to go on and stop the video, and then go on and get your pictures done. Please take time to color them, okay? Okay, that is our e-learning for Thursday, so get all of your work finished. Remember, everything goes in your Thursday folder, and you'll bring those folders back to me on Monday. Tomorrow we will have some more lessons. Talk to you later, guys. Bye.